Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. Okay, so today, as usual, now on Sunday, we are going to look for the cheapest property for sale in a selected town by me, by Antonio, by Italy, a place to love, in Apulia region. Okay, so let's start today's video. And first of all, I want to thank one of my subscriber, a big thank for the super thanks that he donate me. So his name is Oscar the Rescue Dog. Anyway, I really want to thank him personally. So for the donation and for the super thanks. Okay, now let's enter in the topic of today video. Okay, so basically, I choose one property for sale in a selected town, as I already said, and so four things are necessary to for the property that I'm looking for. First of all, has to be the cheapest property for sale. Second, with no renovation works to do. So, but mainly could be just a very small amount of renovation. So, anyway, cheap property, no renovation works. Then maximum 2 hours from the nearest airport. Okay, that's a very important thing. And third, has to be in a town that is under 20,000 inhabitants because there is the tax regime of the 7% taxation here in Italy for a selected regions, mainly in the south of Italy. So for people who are gonna move their residence, and so they'll be taxed only 7% in the towns under 20,000 inhabitants. All right, so let's start from the property. Okay, so here we are in Bagnolo del Salento. So this is a town called Bagnolo del Salento. It's is in the Salento area, Salento in Lecce province. So we are talking about the very bottom, the part of the hill at the very bottom of the hill. And so let's investigate a bit more. So we have a detached house for sale in via Giosuè Carducci, number 40, and the asking price is 55,000 euro. So we are talking about 55,000 euro, which is not a big amount. So then we are talking about 226 square meters, 5 rooms, so it's a quite big property with parking included. Okay, perfect. Now, so the next step, before I'm gonna read the description and I'm gonna look at the pictures, we are jumping into Google Maps. Okay, here, first of all, to show you the distance between the nearest airport and the town, which is called Bagnolo del Salento. Okay, so here where there is the red dot, this is Bagnolo del Salento. And then if we drive northern direction, okay, so we arrive to Bari, which is the nearest airport, even if there is also Brindisi airport. So let me say from Bari, the distance is about 2 hours and 2 minutes driving. Then there is also railway, for example, to this town. I checked, there are buses, transportation. But one more thing, let's check from Brindisi. So we saw from Bari that is 2 hours and 2 minutes. Then let me see from Brindisi to Bagnolo del Salento how far is the airport. So if we are flying from to Brindisi and then from Brindisi to Bagnolo del Salento, we are talking about 53 minutes driving, like 78 kilometers, 78, 79 kilometers from Brindisi. As you can see, the road is all straight. You drive through Lecce and then you arrive in Bagnolo del Salento. Okay, then next here I want to show you as well another distance, okay, that here we can see. So here is Bagnolo del Salento, okay, so on the screen you should be able to see. And I also want to show you how far is Bagnolo del Salento from the sea. Now, let me say, for example, you are buying, you like this town and you would like to buy in this town. We are talking about 20 minutes driving. Could be maybe 10, 15 kilometers, the distance. But anyway, in this case, I pick up a location here that is called Baia dei Turchi, the Turks Bay. And I simply, I'm going now here just on Google. As you can see, I've typed Baia dei Turchi Otranto, because anyway, Bagnolo del Salento is also close to this town, quite big town called Otranto, which is beautiful. And I selected this place because this is one of the most renowned destination in Salento area. So, and basically, if you're gonna do a research yourself, you will see what what type of place I'm talking about. I mean, it's not an average sea. We are talking simply amazing. Then this Baia dei Turchi is divided in two parts. The sandy beaches, okay, which we can see, for example, here. For example, these are the sandy beaches in Bagnolo, in Baia dei Turchi, sorry. And then, for example, here we have a picture of the rocky ones. So there are not everyone likes the same type of sea. For example, there are people who prefer rocky coastline, then someone who prefer a sandy one. Okay, so after this introduction, we can go into the property. And so, first of all, okay, here we see the main picture of the property, detached house for sale in Via Giosuè Carducci, number 40. As I said, they are asking 55,000 euro, 226 square meters, 5 rooms, and parking included. Now, before we are going to look at the picture, let's read the description of the house because it looks very, very interesting. In particular, let me say the first thing that comes straight away to my attention here is the amount of square meters. So we are talking about 226 square meters, which is a very big size. And then if we do the calculation per square meter, so I'd say this could be extremely advantageous, okay, extremely good. Anyway, let's investigate a bit more and let's read the description. Now, in Bagnolo, detached house of about 147 square meters with a garden of about 60 square meters with exit on Via Francesco Petrarca. Okay, it seems like there are two entrances of the house, one on Giosuè Carducci, that is one road, and the other one on Via Francesco Petrarca. So there are two different entrances, so double access to the house. So as we can see here, we are already dropping the meter squares because they were saying 226. Now here they are saying 147. But once we realize it's 147 meter squares, this property, let's do our calculation roughly about how much is coming, how much is the price per square meter. Okay, so if there are 150 square meters and the price, let me say, is 50,000, just to do a very easy and smooth calculation. So it's 1/3 of 1,000 euro per square meter. So we are talking about 350 euro, maybe 360, 370, even if it's 400 euro per meter square. So 147 meter squares divided anyway by 55,000 euro, we'll find out that anyway the price per meter square is under 500 euro. Now, here I open a little bit a new chapter, but, and I don't want to go deep, but According to my calculation, at the moment with these prices of these house market prices, I'd say that whatever is under 500 euros and is not in need of renovation, I think is just number one investment. Then obviously there are many other factors, but if we are thinking that we are buying a property for less than 500 euro per meter square, that's extremely positive. Okay, now next. Located on the ground floor, it consists of a kitchen with fireplace, a large living room, three bedrooms, and a bathroom. Now, um, that's very good anyway. A large living room, three bedrooms. Okay, the problem could be that there's only one bathroom. Obviously, it's always better to have two, but it depends anyway. Always, if the purpose is an investment, or if for it's just for me to live, to retire. For example, if it's a pensioner and it's just a couple, anyway, that would be perfect. Plenty of space. In addition, the house has a garage of about 18 square meters with direct access to the terrace. So there is a garage, there is a terrace. Even if the garage, I noticed something a bit particular, but doesn't matter. It's still an extra, it's still a plus. Because we said 147 square meters for the house, 60 square meters of the garden. So there is a garden, that is an extra. Then we have 18 square meters of a garage with direct access to the terrace. So there is also a terrace. Basically, there is everything in this house, all we need. The only thing, I repeat, maybe is just one bathroom, but I would compromise, for example, personally, with this. Now, here it says the house needs renovation and reconstruction of a part of the attic. So there is the apartment itself, the house itself is fine because I already look at the picture and according to me is not in need of major works, but probably there is part of the attic that could be restored and might give an extra potential to the property. They say actually offering the opportunity to customize the spaces according to your tastes. But here, anyway, we are talking about the attic because by the pictures I saw of the house itself, that we are going to see in few minutes, so according to me, there's no need of big renovation house works. Okay, they say basic features. Detached house, 226 square meters built, including garage and garden, 5 rooms, one bathroom, one terrace, garage included in the price. Second hand needs renovating. I'd say according to the description for me is only renovation about the attic. Energy efficiency rating in process, that is another thing. Amenities, the garden. Okay, so basically here we have, then there is a video. Let's have a look to the video. Now, oh, sorry, sorry, I didn't check the audio first. Okay, let's go up. Okay, it's a bit in a fast motion. Okay, I see the entrance needed a bit of renovation works. Anyway, according to me, the property, the ground floor, looks spacious, looks bright, looks, I like this white, basically. Anyway, I see a lovely, decent apartment house. If I consider that is a ground floor, here we have the kitchen, here we have the garden that also can be customized, you can make it uh, to your own tastes. Sorry. Anyway, so I want to rewatch it again. It's only 50 seconds. So here there is the living room. That's the entrance door. This is the garage. Okay, the garage, as we can see, has access to the attic, and that is in need of renovation. Then we have a storage room. Okay, I will tell you later. One bedroom, second bedroom. Then here we have the living room that again has the window on the main road. Then we have a kind of dining space and a corridor that brings us to the kitchen, that is bringing us to the kitchen, plus the garden. So I say this is a very, very interesting property for the price I see. And now let's analyze the pictures together. Okay, so here we have the main picture. So this is the house from outside. Okay, so you have your own gate. Now, as I told you, the garage is a bit particular because you see this little step. And to be honest, I don't even know how wide it is, the entrance, for example, to park a car. I'd say that more than a garage is a storage room. Then, anyway, we'll see, but probably from here, then there is access to the attic. Okay. So here we have the entrance door. This is the living room as far as I see. Okay, yeah, this is the window of the living room. I see a kind of wide open space. Anyway, furniture is not important at all at the moment. So I see that the floor is in a good condition. Okay. So then obviously the house needs to be painted to be refreshed. This is the kind of dining space connected with the living room and with the corridor that is heading to the kitchen. So here we are in the kitchen. The kitchen itself doesn't look bad at all. Again, what I noticed is that the floor was done kind of recently. Anyway, the kitchen has to be customized by the buyer because as we see, the property is empty. Anyway, then from the living room we had this door accessed that gives, sorry, from the dining room, from the space that I call it dining space, there is this door going into another hall that gives access to the two bedrooms, here to the bathroom on the right. Okay, so we see here the picture of one bedroom, the picture of another bedroom. Looks decent, quite spacious. Anyway, they're not huge bedrooms, but they're decent. Okay, then here there is this space that is connected. I checked the floor plan properly, and I see this space is connected with the bathroom. Okay, so here on the left we have the bathroom. This room doesn't have any window. Now here on the floor plan they are selling as a storage room. Okay, in Italy many houses you might find an extra spare little room just for storage to storage goods, but here I think they're also selling as a kind of bedroom. I mean, technically I won't use as a bedroom simply because it doesn't have windows personally, but I find it very, very interesting. An extra space, a very interesting extra space. As we see here, there is the bathroom. Bathroom is not the best I ever seen, but it's functional. So anyway, it has all it needs. Then again, I will make a little discussion later about some renovation works that might be necessary, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking at the end. Okay, so then here we have what they call it the garage. The garage had that problem of a little step. Can be avoided, but I don't think anyway it's wide enough to enter with a car unless the front door of the garage is gonna be rebuilt. But I won't use it. I would just park the car in front of the house. I notice it's possible. So we have then from here we have this door that is leading into the house itself, and then we had the stairs that are leading to to the attic. Now here, as we can see, has been taken a picture of the 60 square meters of the garden taken from the attic. Anyway, it's decent, it's a lovely space, can be anyway arranged and according to personal tastes. I'm already happy to see the palms, these little palms. I'm already happy. Okay, so here we have these are the two bedrooms. Okay, then we see this lovely tree can be improved by the garden, but again, I consider this property very interesting. So here then we have a big terrace, can be used for evenings to dry the laundry. Anyway, to enjoy your time, obviously during can be even installed solar panels over there. I mean, this is a huge potential because if we think about the climate over here, it's kind of warm nearly 9 months a year. Okay, then here we have the entrance from the other road. Now here we have the floor map. It's not really the best floor map I ever seen, but anyway, it's understandable. Okay, now next. Next we go, after we saw anyway the pictures, the description, we go on the street view, okay? Because now I want also to show you what it looks like, not only from the pictures of the ad on Idealista, but also from the Google Street View. Okay, so we see kind of wide road, clean, sunny, bright, with fences around. Anyway, there are other private houses. Okay, so anyway, this is the road via Josué Cartucci. This is the road where the house is. So then we see from here that this is the garage. Okay, this is this little step. If you see at the bottom of the door of the garage, you see that will not making it able for a car to enter. Again, I don't know how wide it is. Then we have here, for example, the entrance with this balcony, little terrace balcony, anyway, that can be used even, I can see a lovely chair, a lovely table. Obviously needs to be repainted just to refresh the property, but that's not a major expenses. And anyway, a fresh painting is always needed when buy a house. Now I want to see the rear entrance because they were saying that there is a rear access. Okay, so basically here, okay, this is the door that you can access from the other side of the road. So there are two. This is the window of the kitchen. That's the tree. Looks like a fruit tree. I cannot guess which one, but it looks like a fruit tree. Anyway, I like it. Personally, I would highly recommend this property. Okay, so basically here we had a look about, let me go back again into the main road. Okay, so then we have this roundabout here. Let me go just in the middle of the roundabout. Okay, I see a lovely decent town, for typical of Salento. These are the typical towns of Salento with very low houses. They don't have high buildings. Okay, so then here we go back again to this road, and again here then we have the terrace. There is chance to renovate the attic, that's what they mean. Okay, now next I want to bring you again to here from Google Maps. Now where we see the spot, the red spot here, that's where the house is. And then I want to show you how far is from the main square. Okay, so I see that the main square is this one called here Piazza San Giorgio. Okay, so we are talking about maybe maximum 300 meters. That's the roundabout that we saw before. So from the roundabout, We can go down this road and from this road, but even from Josué Carducci Road, then at the end of the road, we turn left and we arrive in the main square. Now, let me go on 2D here. Again, as you can see, that's the house. So we are very, very close to the main square. We saw that we are not far from the sea. We are close to Lecce. We are close to Brindisi and Bari Airport. So can be a perfect destination. Now, one second. Okay, so this is the main square. Now, let me see. Let me close this part. Okay. One second. It disappeared from my screen. Let's type again. Bagnolo del Salento. Let me go again on the street view. Okay, so here we are in the main square. There is a roundabout. Now, as you can see in these towns, in Salento, but not only in Salento, in all the in all the towns, quite kind of small towns in Italy, in the main square there is always a church. For example, here I see this beautiful church. It's old enough with a clock. Usually there is always a clock, but in particular there is a kind of Baroque style of Barocco Salentino that is typical architectural style that is used here in Salento area, typical of Lecce province. So this, the shape, for example, the facade of the church reminds me of Barocco Salentino. Then, anyway, here we have the main square, kind of spacious, kind of bright, with this monument here. Then, obviously, there are other buildings and there are other interesting places here in Bagnolo del Salento, but I just wanted to show you in particular, um, anyway, this type of destination, the place where I'm advertising this property for sale. And anyway, it's also nice to see the town itself where this town is for sale. This apartment, this house is for sale. Okay, my friends. Okay. Let's go just for last here in Wikipedia. Now we have Bagnolo del Salento. Bagnolo del Salento è un comune italiano di 1745 abitanti, so 1745 inhabitants. So it's not big, it's quite small. But anyway, this makes it perfect for the 7% taxes. So it's an extra. And then what else I want to show you? The temperatures during the year. Okay, so basically to let you see uh, the temperature that you have, for example, during the winter and during the summer. Now we see that in the winter, for example, December, the maximum average temperature is 15.2 and the average minimum temperature is 7.1. Okay, which is kind of high, let me say, to have 15.2 the average temperature in the coldest month. Anyway, it's something extreme. Also, okay, no, January we have 14.9 the maximum average temperature, but we see that in January is already warmer than December at night. The average temperature at night in January is 11.1. That's amazing. Then we can see that from March, if the average temperature in March, the maximum is 17.9, means you can already expect 20-22 degrees. As you can expect, 13, 14, depends, you know. But then once we enter in April, we see that the temperature start already changing. So the average maximum temperature is 20, then 15.4. Anyway, June, July, and August, you see 33, 34, and at 9 we go for the minimum average temperature 19, 20 degrees. Okay, my friends, so from Bagnolo del Salento, I wish you a lovely day. And so, if you like this video, please put like and subscribe. Help me support my channel. Anyway, it's always nice. And again, I want to thank so much again Oscar the Rescue Dog for the super tank donation that he gave it to me under one of my last videos. Okay, my friends, so I wish you a lovely day and I'll see you here on Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel to my next video. Bye!